Orleans as far. I don't speak any English, but I don't suppose it'll help somebody from originally from Venezuela and from the Dominican Republic. But well, he's been in Times Square Gymnasium in New York quite a while now, Santana, and that's a place you've got to fight to get into, let it get out. So it should be a hard, good test with the Espana. It's become very much of an Irishman now. They in claws. They're in the black trunks then. 21 fights, wins, 18 of them stopped or knocked out. Always a little prestigious title, really, the international now at WBC. If you win that, then, well, you can get back into the top ratings, isn't it? It's kind of strange about this, really, because the Spaniard actually is number 8 already in the World Boxing Council. Actually, number 5 by the WBA, of course, don't recognise this particular championship. 32 years old, Santana. Good chin, they say, needs to be. He fought the Simon Brown, who's IDF champion, at the points in Massachusetts. And I think Brown is probably the best welterweight around. So we've got 2 London judges, and the referee does score should it go to 12 rounds. And what experience they've got between them. Sid Nathan, very good. Very good in particular, famous of course, and they've retired as referees that can go on judges with the World Boxing Council. Oh, good opening round, Jim, isn't it? What a place Belfast is. Venezuelan and a Dominican Republican fighting, but the crowd love it.
Yes, and Espana, despite the fact he has very long arms, he's very effective up close as well as at long range. He's a very talented fighter. We haven't really seen him up against it yet. It's difficult to judge him 100% until you really see him against someone really with a bit of class. But he really has been boxing well and performing well. Santana, I think, is more of a tough customer. I don't know if he's going to be dishing much out to Espana tonight. I don't know if he's going to answer any questions, but he certainly looks tough and strong enough.
It's the old Hackney phrase about he comes to fight, and I think Santana's proved on his record that took that bill okay. 51 fights. You've seen him with some tough guys. Milton LaForey, you might remember him from the Manuel Stewart candidate, had a draw and a win over Colin Jones. He's actually outpointed the reigning WBO that yet again another one, champion called Manning Galloway. But obviously the Eastwood man, well, he's got to be the favourite here. The Spaniard has impressed him for quite a while now.
The Spaniard landed a good solid right hand there. It didn't suit Santana at all. So that tells us something. He certainly has a good chin.
I love the way this sort of flops out there as we read the details about his first shot at the major title, obviously. It's really meant those ranked between 11 and 30, so I don't know, somehow they've made the rules for this fellow to win this one, I suppose. But he's got a lot to do. He's a tough guy in the other corner. He's 26, Espana. And this championship was vacated by Luis Garcia, also a Venezuelan, by the way. Very convenient, of course, for Espana. Second round, and no punches held back in the opening round again.
No, but the last time we saw Espana, his opponent was taking his punches without punching too much, and eventually Espana became a little bit ragged. I wonder if that's going to happen again tonight. He landed a couple of good punches towards the end of the first round, didn't really get a reaction. So we'll see what happens. That was a good solid left jab. Just staggered Santana a little bit.
Well, Santana again knocked around in the Times Square gymnasium. I mean, it was a tough joint there. We were talking about the one in Detroit with the man you see it, but the Times Square one takes a bit of beating, and just to come out alive in there, he's done well. He had 309 rounds, Santana, against the Spaniard 61, with an idea of the experience. But we pressed that. He took a year out, and has been in with 5 world champions.
He's probably a year out of the ring is exactly what he needed, because having such a hard career, you have to let the batteries recharge a little bit. It just depends what kind of ambition he can have at this stage in his career.
Got a problem though, Jim, sometimes. He's swelling quite badly below the left eye.
And I see he's drawn a little bit of blood on the Spaniard's nose anyway, so he's throwing something back.
Oh, what a bang up this, isn't it? Thanks for he doesn't have a good job. He doesn't need to speak anything. He doesn't play anything with this one. He just stay well away.
Well, again, good shot from Espana. Santana comes right through them.
Obviously, you can tell the favourite, the Irish crowd, and in the moment that right-hander went in, they really cheered that one home. But he's going to push him all the way, Santana. Fighting with his chin a bit. But doesn't keep in mind, doesn't he? I suppose that comes with experience.
Espana is certainly the sharper puncher and the sharper mover of the two. But you would think that with the length of his arms, he would spend the first couple of rounds making this a bit easy on himself.
He's going to stop and pick the gun shield up? No, he isn't. I told you that yes, he is now. He must have heard me. I mean, you saw that immediately, actually. And it's the funniest thing. No, it's not. It's the other corner, I think. He's made a mistake there, but they can flex it at the end of the round. So coming up to the end of the second.
You would think the Spaniard should be using his reach and his boxing ability in the first couple of rounds. This looks like it could really be a tough one, so why make it tough in the first couple of rounds?
Well, it's going to be an exchange of gum shield here, and he's asking for it Santana, quite rightly. And, well, sporting touch obviously there by the promoter, Barney. But in some towns, Jim, that might have gone missing, that gum shield, mightn't it? So there's a rundown on Santana. As I say, he started boxing in California. He's now been a couple of years in New York, and he's actually been sparring with Terry Norris, who has just beaten Sugar Ray Leonard in defence of the championship. Let's have a look at that right hand coming in. I think this is the moment here, Jim, from Espana.
He put a couple of punches together. That was a good left hand followed by a right, but Santana comes right through and back with some swings of his own. Certainly is a tough customer. I would think Espana should be doing a little bit more boxing and less slugging here.
Third round, scheduled for 12. It's a championship fight. A lot of good quality punches coming in here. The close quarter stuff is exceptional, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, Santana a couple of times has been well low with his punches, but the referee hasn't pulled him up about it.
Matter of fact, Arnie Issel was complaining to the WBC supervisor, Ray Clark, who thought that Santana was using his head, but he didn't need to. He will get the mandatory 8 count. Got to show the signs that it's distinctly understood, and that in itself is a bit of a feat, because this fella doesn't go down easily.
The punch caught him above the ear, it seemed. They caught him a little bit high, it stunned him, but instantly his head had cleared. He certainly is tough. But it was a good shot nevertheless from Espana.
It's gone in the third. Very bloodied nose Espana's got. Somebody's hitting him good.
Yeah, well, Santana got a little bit more to offer than maybe we thought. I thought he was maybe just a tough customer who was going to take punishment, but he certainly dishing some out as well. This is a cracker, right?
They like the close border fight. You don't often see that. They're not even thinking about holding or clinching.
Another one a little bit low from Santana. He's just on the line, that one, but some of them have been very low.
Yeah, the referee's ignored that, isn't he? I'm surprised. He's a bit infamous, actually, as referee. When he was a judge, he gave a verdict against Cornell Whitaker. When he fought in France against Louis Ramirez, a really bad verdict.
See, I would have thought Espana would have made better use of his long, solid jab, but he's allowing Santana to come up close, and this, I mean, it's good for the fans because it's a cracking battle, but it's making it really, really hard work.
Can't blame Espana there, maybe trying to pinch half a breather there, but there he is again, moving around in the last half minute by flicking the left hand out. He's really winning it all the time at close quarters there. Trying to use the reach now, which is a bit sensible.
Well, that's what he should be doing, I think, especially in the first 3 or 4 rounds of this one. I mean, it's obvious this fellow's tough, it's going to be a hard night's work, so you've got to make things a little bit easier if possible.
Around there, Espana in the bell red, just to say, yes, I'll have a rest, thank you. He really blocked himself out on the stool there, Espana. Good way to rest, of course. And there it is, about 16 wins in Britain. Good performances to left Venezuela. And defeated the now British champion Bill Bryan at the Albert Hall in points. What's that knockdown in replay?
Well, the punch seems to be catching slightly high, I thought, just above the ear. Quite high in the head, and you get a bit look. Yeah, well, just at the side of the ear it caught him, but certainly a good shot.
Time to bang the canvas to warm the seconds to get ready to get out. Round 4. Just to update you then, Espana from Venezuela now out of Belfast, and that's an Irish favourite against Luis Santana, Dominican Republic now out of New York. WBC vacant international welterweight championship, 10-6.5 Espana, 10-6.75 Santana. And calling in Santana's corner that he might be waiting too much. Well, it could have fooled me.
Espana now trying to make a little bit more use of the jab and the long right hand. He whips him in. No, I thought that punch was all right. I think Santana complaining it might have been low, but it looks okay. So these are good punches now for Espana. Good shot.
He has more success when he stands off and picks the punches like that, Espana. Oh, good shot that, wasn't it? And the way he turned that, looked like going to be a straight punch into almost an uppercut with the left hand.
Yeah, well, this is what Espana wants, a little bit of space between him and Santana where he can let these long punches go. He has a reach advantage and he's a little bit sharper than Santana, so this now suits him. Santana has to get up close to be effective, so Espana wants to keep him on the end of that long jab.
Relying a bit on the left hand now, at least that will pick up the points while he's trying to sort out the payoff. Minute to go in the 4th round. Well, that was plain enough. Naughty boys, that's pretty obvious early. I think this time you kind of ignored him anyway and got on with it. What a catchy little guy, little bulldog of a fighter, this Santana, Jim, isn't he?
This is where he's effective. He gets up close and he seems to shake Espana with that overarm right. Espana was certainly shaking there, but he seems physically coming firing back. But Espana shouldn't let this man get close. This is where he really is effective.
He's really banging away to the body Santana there all the time. Look at the dog burying a bone there. Well, the old line about toe-to-toe, Jim, I mean, that really is happening here.
But this is not the way Espana usually does business, Reg. This will knock a lot of the fight out of Espana. This is not his kind of battle. He is classier than this.
And quite rightly, the crowd literally on their feet here applauding that one. What a good round. Round 6. Good, solid pro fighting. So there's quite a few fights that we've seen there. I was enjoying a load of class, back to back. Cleanly fought, surprisingly enough, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's been a rough fight all the way through. Very clean, no head clashes or elbowing or anything. Hard but clean. But Espana seems to have realised that he doesn't want to get involved too much with this fellow. The last round, it was an uneventful round by comparison to the previous. But that's mainly because Espana realised he was going to have to try to keep this at long range as much as possible, pile up the points with the jab, and that's what he's doing.
Americans what they thought of Santana before he came here, and they all said, well, this fellow, I tell you, he'll give anybody a fight, and he's shown it in his past fight, particularly with Simon Brown. He's a very good world champion. And as I said earlier, he's outpointed Manning Galloway, the WBO reigning champion. But he's still got a bit to do with it, because you say he's been stealing some good left-hand shots. You know, sort of semi-breathers, you could call it. They aren't really, but when they've had some two-handed stuff going, he's been quite pleased this time to get back on a bit of boxing and keep it at bay a bit.
Well, Espana doesn't really want to get involved in the toe-to-toe stuff with this fellow because that's his game. Espana wants to use the physical advantages he has. He has the longer reach. He's the better mover. He takes punches together better, and that's what he has to use. That's what he started doing in the last couple of rounds. Although the action is not quite so torrid as it was earlier, it's a title fight, remember, and the main thing is to get hold of that title.
It's a small island, really, Dominican Republic, but over the years I've seen quite a few good fighters come out of there. Not necessarily household names, but always good, competent guys. I've had a few world champions, of course. Oh, that's the best little combination. He stood off and took all of those big time. He's stroking it up a bit. Yeah, there's some combination punches coming up in this replay. I think this is the best spelling we had this time in this round.
Yeah, well, I think the Spaniard is used to seeing that this kind of punches really trouble an opponent, but he's landed good shots and this man's thin. But Santana just keeps coming. He is exceptionally strong. But some nice, sensible boxing from the Spaniard in that round.
And we're out for round 7 of the scheduled 12. The vacant WBC International Championship. So the world number 8 Spaniard really getting a run for his money here. What a tough nut this fellow Santana is.
the pace has settled down slightly the last couple of rounds, and this has suited Espana being a little bit more talented. So I think from Santana's point of view, he's going to have to knock Espana out of his stride and try to put him under some pressure. But Espana has been enjoying himself in the last couple of rounds, boxing well and controlling the action. These are good jabs coming from him now.
He's getting really on top here now, isn't he?
Santana seems to have lost quite a bit of his fight regularly. There's no real snap on his punches in this round. He's just toying with his punches. He's not moving in behind them. I don't know if he's taking a little breather or if these solid jabs he's taking maybe knocking some of the resistance out of him, but he's certainly not looking quite as fearsome as he was earlier. Body shot on Espana.
What? Amazing good. It sort of first hit the life again. It's good solid boxing all the time, and then they'll stand and trade like that toe to toe. There's really good punches. Well, good to watch, not good to take, eh?
Yeah, but Espana has turned this into a nice performance, particularly the last couple of rounds. He really started controlling things. He's keeping Santana backed up where he is least effective, and he's beginning to put punches together very well.
What a good little salvo there.
Santana's head been knocked back to that again is a sign that maybe he doesn't have too much left. His head has been knocked back with these jabs. He's maybe really feeling the pace now. Yeah, well, Espana really controlling things now, butting in some lovely body punches, and I think he's knocked quite a bit of the fight out of Santana. Santana's head was knocked back a couple of times, and that's usually a sign that he's really beginning to feel tired. His head went back from that jab. He's not pulling his chin away. Again, his head rocked onto his shoulders. He's really feeling the pace.
So desperation stuff actually now at the start of round 8 from Santana's corner. Get in there, they're saying.
Well, Santana can't afford to stand off, Reg. He's really been picked off in the last couple of rounds. If there's anything left,
so let's see what Barney Eastwood thinks about this. Really Gary Newbon.
Barney, what's happening now then, as you say? Crisanto's well on top now. He's hurt him with body shots, and the other guy's giving all, I think. He might be just dangerous for another half round, but I see him fading now. Crisanto's going to put pressure on him. Crisanto's only beginning to fight now. Crisanto's come back and given himself a bit more room. He's bringing much more fight. Oh yeah, but we have to get him because he loves to fight. He loves to get inside. Also, Crisanto, he's been boxing with a bad cut on the inside of his lip. It probably made a bit too quick as he got a headbutt. I don't know if it was accidental or not. But it was
well, that's something I didn't realise, Jim, when Barney Eastwood there in the corner said he's been boxing with a cut in his lip, and he hasn't shown, is it, at all?
Yeah, I saw in the earlier round the Barney Eastwood in between rounds was calling to the referee complaining about Santana's head. I didn't notice any illegal head work, but Espana really taking charge now. His punches are really having a visible effect on his opponent now. It's just, look at the way Santana's head has been knocked around with these punches.
Well, he's bang on top right now, I guess. Just got to get himself keep out of trouble and get tough at all. But I certainly wouldn't want to take any credit away from Lee from time to time. What a good fire he was, eh?
Yeah, he's put up a tremendous battle here. He's beginning to take the real first shots, which are rolling his head around, which they don't like to see. But the fellow is just so tough. When he's rocked by a solid punch, it recovers immediately. so there's no reason for any referee to step in. But he really is sticking to heavy leather now.
I do mind you, two London judges, if it does go the course, but at the moment, well, I would say slight odds that he can stop this fellow, but he can't get him over. Low punch, yes. I've been a bit lax with that, I thought, Louis Michel, the referee, but it was a bit too obvious. A bit more replay now, as I say. Spanya's been on top of the Spanish guy. I mean, talk about the prospect of being a good loser, but you never can tell who you get. It nags away the whole time. Round 9. A tough fight then for the International Welterweight Championship. Without knockdowns, only junction. They've certainly come close to it.
Yeah, we've seen...
no, there's been one knockdown, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Santana's been on the floor with a nice little right-hand punch. But he's taken some punches that would have put quite a few men on the floor. But he's still standing there. But the punch is really now having an effect. You can see the effect the Spanish punches are having on Santana here. Real solid shots, and he's taking them full flush in the skin.
Dominating the fight now. He's been in charge most of the time, giving the Espana, but I mean now he's really confident about it, isn't he?
Yeah, well, since Espana stopped standing toe-to-toe with his opponent, he really has used his boxing ability, used his reach, he's got all his advantages, and he really has been in charge. He's boxed well. This is a real tough opponent, and Espana handled him very well.
Very lively full welterweight championship round at the moment. Morris Blocker, Elton Taylor, Simon Brown. He's still got a lot to do with Spania. Once he's overcome this fellow and got his first championship. Minutes to go in the 9th.
Espana's not really taking many punches back at all there. You know, he's landing his own, he's really controlling the action all the way through. Putting good punches together, taking nothing back in the thumb. Really is beginning to enjoy himself now.
Oh, there's a low punch, and he knew it too. Some contest didn't expect to take a point away for that. It was a pretty obvious one, wasn't it? Well, fair enough, the crowd like that. Good sporting cut. We said earlier in the contest how clean the fight has been. Hard and unrelenting, but fairly cleanly fought. In fact, well cleanly fought.
And Espana with the long arms, and he does throw shooting punches, so now and again some are going to be off target, especially the body punches. But another good round for Espana.
So we're out for round 10 then. And I think we've got a quick word with Santana's cornerman Robert Middleman, who used to have Joe Manley, the American.
Robert, what can you tell your boxer at the moment? What advice can you give him? I've been telling him to try and slip the jab, get inside and work the body. But at this stage, Spania's now following his corner's advice, using his jab and staying outside. And he seems to be the pressure of the two fighters. You know, it was a real war early, and
Santana hurt him early, but Espana come back nicely now.
What do you think of Espana in world terms?
He was a great fighter, no question about it. I took him to be a champion when I first saw him about 9 months ago. But he needs more fights, I guess, against world-class opposition. But he certainly seems to be passing his test, his first test in flying colors.
It is experienced tournament talk, that. You admire a good craftsman in a winning again, but you've got to have your heart goes out to this fellow for putting up a show like that.
Yeah, he never gives up, but really has had no success at all for maybe 4 or 5 rounds, Reg. It's all been Espana controlling the action, controlling the pace, and just standing off and picking Santana off. Some real solid shots have got home too, like Santana hangs on in there. Like sometimes I feel the corner's responsibility to pull their man out. They know he's not winning anything. He's not even landed a worthwhile punch in the last 3 rounds, Reg. I think if I was in Santana's corner, I would be just pulling him out of there. He's giving everybody a show. What more can we expect from him?
Yeah, well, I certainly wouldn't argue with that, but I think it's unlikely to happen to him. I think the referee will have to call a halt if he's done what he does. And he's the first one to do it with a minute to go in the 10th.
Having said that, Santana's corner know him better than we do, Reg, and he maybe pulled the fat out of the fire in the last round before. We don't know just how strong he is. We've seen him take some terrific punches. He's never given up. He keeps on going. So maybe he's just one of these fellas until the final bell. He still has a chance. But he's been skipping some heavy leather for the last 2 rounds.
Here the Irish crowd actually trying to give Santana a little bit of applause as well when he fights back, but they're admiring his courage the whole time.
Yeah, so these punches are solid. They're going straight home to the target, and even when Santana does manage to launch an attack, it's well telegraphed. And Espana's blocking everything on his gloves. Really, Santana has had no success at all for a long, long time.
Round 11. And haul himself up off the stool there. I think he's saying, here we go again, Santana. Can I do anything in the last round? Now, Jim, when we talk about people stopping this tournament, you see the first thing, don't you dare, I'm going to have a go.
This looks like a final gear down here for here, but Espana coming blazing back. He looks to have plenty left as well. This is getting back to the pace we had earlier, Reg, when it really was a cracker. Well, this is what Espana has to do. There's no use just hanging in there. He's going to have to raise the pace and knock Espana up his stride. That's what he's trying to do here.
It's amazing, Jim, because they just wound them up and flipped them on again, and away they go. Incredible. Well, that's experienced distant fighters, you know.
Well, as I said, his corner knows better than you do, Reg, so maybe they reckon that the right to the last barely has the strength to pull this kind of action back out again.
Just a bit dangerous with the head there, Santana.
Appeared on Santana's right eye, Reg. I don't know if it's blood from the nose. It looks like a little cut in his right eyebrow.
Obviously, well, it's still a good cut, Jim. I'm not sure how badly that is, but right along the eyebrows, Santana.
Well, the main thing is at least Santana has knocked Espana out of his rhythm. He's forcing him to work the way he looked earlier. So it's just a case of who's going to have the last little bit of strength at times. At the moment, it does look like Espana. Well, this is just in a battle that Santana enjoys, and this is his kind of game now. This is what he should have done a few rounds earlier.
What a battle. With a minute to go in the 11th. And they really are showing the signs of battle as well.
Spania's looking to grab.
Confusion. Yeah, well, you can't blame him when he was looking to hold, but I think that's against his nature. What a game guy.
That was a tremendous left hook that the Espana landed bang in the chin, and this fellow's still standing there. He really is a tough man.
Countdown for the 11th. I love the way they show respect at the end of the round. They can just touch each other on the glove to say, hey, wasn't that some round?
Well, they certainly respect each other, but Santana looked very, very weary as he headed back to the shoulder ledge. It's as though he could hardly walk.
Well, they'll be pleased to hear the opening bell, and even more so the finishing bell in this 12th round of this absolutely cracking WBC International Worldweight Championship of the world, and the Irish crowd is on their toes. Well, it could have 4 years ago, never we've seen a Venezuelan, Dominican Republican, Belfast against now New York, here in Belfast at the Leisure Centre. Well, I never thought that would have happened. It's almost as though we're back to the great Freddie Gilroy, who's here tonight right behind us, and Johnny Caldwell days with the atmosphere as this fight's gone along.
Well, I think we've had a better chance to judge Espana tonight already, because this fella has really put up some resistance and pushed him all the way. And, I have to say, we're not slightly in my estimation. This has really been a good, solid, professional performance from Espana. Good punching, good moving, good boxing. And we've seen a little bit of character here and there.
2 minutes to go then. And it's certainly justifying that world number 8 rating. Then you might go a bit higher on the centre.
Yeah, definitely is. This has been very, very confident performance. And this fella in the last round in this round really had come back at him when obviously Espana must be feeling tired, but he's gritting his teeth and coming back himself.
Well, he hasn't been on the deck at all, not only in this fight, but the previous fight with Espana. That always says a lot to them if they take the shots well. Obviously the heart's got to be big to take up the game, let alone get to this level. Don't forget that when the final bell goes, the referee does not automatically hoist the hand of the winner, who's unquestionably Espana. Just has to check with the 2 London judges, Harry Good and Sid Mason. Well, they've been around a bit, I'm sure they've got the right one. And then the supervisor, Ray Clark, just make sure that all scores are correct and signed. And meanwhile, what a cracking finish. That worn out place in there, both know they've been in a fight.
Yeah, you can see that again, and Espana knows he can do 12 rounds at a fair old pace at a high level, because this has been a fair pace all the way through, and he still looks pretty fresh and pretty strong in the last round here.
And there is the countdown. All kinds of celebrations before the verdict becomes official. But it'll be interesting to see the margin of the judges anyway. Well, just look at the way they've looked to one another there, is just to say, hey mate, what a good thing that bell's just done. And Bernardo Checo's the trainer saying, my man's won this, don't worry about that. And I think Santana knows it. And Brian Eastwood going to the loser and raising his hand in according just as a tribute to the part that he played in the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Referee Louis Michel scored the contest. Espana 119, Santana 108. Judge Harry Gibbs, Espana 119, Santana 110. Judge Sid Nathan, Espana 120, Santana 109. The winner and the new WBC International Welterweight Champion,
round on
Espana.